Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Art Winford here, and I wanted to do a little bit of a call to talk about sales. Sales is obviously the most important topic. It's the most important part of your business. You don't have a sales, you don't have business, and this is really important. With sales, I believe that if someone signs up as a lead, as a potential lead, it depends on how you talk to them, how you sell them is going to dictate how fast your business will grow. So Christy is one of our clients here. As you can see, um, this is the amount that she's been able to sell. However, I think it not only comes down to that. In the United States Marine Corps, we have a mythology that talks about one shot, one kill. I believe the same mythology attacks this: one lead, one sale. Now, if you look at this, out of 1,232 leads, she sold about 246. So that was about a 19.97% sales conversion rate. So, what would I say? If it is it good or is it bad? It's not bad. What? I believe if it ain't 100%, it's bad. That's just my standards. My standards are so high. I believe if someone signed up, there's a reason that they signed up. They didn't sign up to just not just to sign up. They signed up because they really want to do this. It's up to you of how you sell them. The problem that you have is you are talking to these people the same way you talk to someone else, and you can't do that. My problem I had when I was trying to sell this pen is I was talking about this pen. I was telling them how amazing this pen is, how many people use my pen, how many people say that they love my pen. I was telling them how the color is beautiful. I was telling them how it can last 10 years. I was telling them a lot about the pen. And I wasn't selling a dime. I was selling probably a few, but not really a lot. And the number one problem I was having was because people don't care about your product or service. They don't care about you. They don't. They only care about themselves. So what I did that was different is I did not tell them about the pen. Because the pen is relevant. What I did was I asked them, what did they like about my pen? What is it that they like about this? Why do you like this? So I'd talk to them on the phone and say, all right, well, thank you for signing up. I just wanted to ask you some few questions. Exactly what did you like about this pen which made you want to sign up? And then some people told me they liked it because it was black. Some people told me that they liked it because it was big. Some people told me that they liked it because it could last 10 years. So the people that told me that they liked it because it was black, I say, okay, I'm glad you like it because it's black. We got a black texture into it. It put a lot of work into make it black. However, um, how much would you be willing to pay for this pen? And then I'd say, this is a nice pen. I like it. I believe, I don't know, I'd be willing to pay $2 for the pen. And then I'll tell them, okay, well, that's great because I can sell it to you right now for $1.50. Here you go. That's it. So what I did, the methodology behind that, I was not selling pens, by the way. The methodology behind that was don't say nothing. Don't talk. Ask questions. Ask questions, ask questions. And based on their answers, they will tell you why they signed up, why they like this, why what they want to like about it. And then you can go ahead and tell them about the service. You can go ahead and tell them about the product. Now, when you tell them about this, it needs to be relevant to what they like about it. If they like that your service is 6 week challenge because it's so short and people have lost a lot of weight during those time period. Don't talk about the meal plans that you have in there. They don't care about that. They want to know about the results because that's what they told you that they like about it. So then you can talk about that. Then you can move over into saying, okay, based on what you know about our service, this service requires an investment. How much would you be willing to invest into this service based on what you think that this is going to cost you, what you believe you think this is going to cost you. And then if your service costs um, 397, if your service costs 497, and they say, well, I like it, I believe I'd be willing to spend $200 into it. then you know that you got to upsell them to that level. You cannot give them the price now. If you give them the price now, they won't buy it because you didn't increase the value enough for that to be what they believe they should pay for it. So you got to increase that value by giving them everything that you have about that, the things that they like about that, the features that are included in that, the price competition that you have with versus something else. You've got to give that value more than what it's worth. Now that that value is worth $1,000, you're saying, man, this is going to be way out of my budget because it seems like this 6 week program is going to cost me $3,000. So I don't have that price. And then they tell you, yeah, I'd have to talk to my wife about it, whatever, right? Then $3,000. So now, when you tell them that it's not $3,000, it's actually not even $2,000, it's not even $1,000, it's actually $497. Then they're like, okay, that's not as expensive as I thought, right? Now you got to start handling your objections. That objection is going to happen. You got to handle it. All right, they're going to say, well, at the moment, I might not have the time for it. You got to handle that objection. You got to be very direct and strict. You can't just say, okay, well, if you think about it, just let me know. Come on, they're not going to let you know. You got to stay on that call with them and say, hey, what's there to think about? Exactly, tell me, and I can help you answer that. Well, because I was blah, 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 and I was wanting to do this and this and this. I say, well, you can get started right away. Actually, we got a class that's starting the day after tomorrow. Well, how are your plans this week right now? Exactly, what are you doing tomorrow? And then you say, well, comparing starting now versus starting the next month, what's the difference? Would you rather look like this right now, or would you rather look like this later? What's the difference? You got to handle your objections. You got to be prepared to handle your objections. You need to create scripts for handling your objections. And then once you talk about that, then they go back into another objection. Sometimes people have to talk to someone else about it. That's fine. They can talk to someone else about it and say, but listen, this offer right here isn't, I cannot promise you that this will be available when we talk again because it's just right here. So then you can go forward with telling them, okay, right now we are only accepting a certain amount of people into this program, and we have happily accepted your application for an interview. However, we do not have a lot of spots left available. If you are interested, which you are, yes, yes, then this program will get you these type of results, blah, 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 blah. Correct? Correct. This investment always have typically been priced around X, but at the moment, it's only priced around Y. I would happily get you committed financially into this product, into this service right now. Then talk about this with whoever you want to talk about. If you decide that you guys don't want to do it, that's fine. I will refund this money back to you. But you got to get that commitment right now. You've got to get them where they are right now. If they don't want to do it, you can refund them that money. If they do want to do it, they continue. And what happens is this: when people say they want to sit on it, normally there's nothing happening. There is no person to talk to too much about it. Come on. It's just sitting on it. It's just sitting on that decision, thinking about why they shouldn't do it, why they shouldn't go forward with this. And you got to break that barrier of them in there so that you can keep that going up until payment. Once that payment is finally made, then you can give them some stuff. Then you can give them what they want. Then you can give them those bonuses that you was going to give them too. And then on top of that, that's going to keep them thinking about this. As they leave this call, you're going to see constant emails, constant text messages, constant videos on YouTube, constant images on Google third-party apps, constant search ads on Google, constant Facebook retargeting ads on Google, constant Facebook retargeting videos of testimonials on Google, constant, constant, constant. And they're going to see you and remember you and remember you and remember you and remember you. They need to think about you before they wake up. When they wake up, they need to think about you when they go to sleep. They need to think about you when they eat lunch. When they go on to the next day, they need to think about you again. They need to think about you again, and they need to think about you again. And then after that, that's when basically they will be ready. That's how this happens. So you got to keep them. You got to keep them where they are, and once they're there, you've got to give them more than what they wanted, and that increases your value tenfold. So this is going to be an exercise for you. I want you to write down this. This is more important than anything. I want you to write down your sales goals. How many sales do you want to make this month? How many? Do you want to make 50 sales? Do you want to make 100 sales? Do you want to make 70 sales? Be specific. Don't be reasonable. Don't be saying based on what I'm spending, based on the amount of volume I'm getting right now, and based on what we are doing at the moment, I want to make X amount of sales. You can't do that. If you do that, you're just an average thinker. And you're not an average thinker because if you was an average thinker, you wouldn't be watching this video. How many do you want to make? How many sales? 50 sales a month. 50. Write it down. Write it down. All right? And then when tomorrow comes, go back to that notepad and write it again. Don't use there, but write it again. Write it again. And then your mind is going to revolve around that topic, around that goal, and then you're going to accidentally take action steps that's going to help you reach that goal. Accidentally. But you can't write it down today and then tomorrow and then the day after and then the day after and then the day after that you don't write it down. That's not going to happen. That's not going to work. You're not going to remember. And then the 2 weeks will go by and then nothing has happened. You've got to actually write it down right now. Write down, right now, right on this video that you're watching. Pause it. Pause this video, write it down, and then as you write it down, keep it right beside you so that when tomorrow comes, you can write it down again. That's how you do this. I know it's discouraging because you don't always hit your targets. Come on, this is business. But however, one thing that I've learned is whenever I got discouraged, and you will get discouraged, even when you make 100,000, when you make a million, when you make 10 million, when you make 40 million, you're going to get discouraged. But one thing I've learned when things don't work out the way I plan, I write down my goals again. I write them down because it helps me remember to stay on target. Successful people stay on target, and unsuccessful people focus on their problems and the things that didn't happen. So focus on your targets. I wanted to share that with you. Get in this app if you don't have this app. Get in here, create a sales pipeline, create how many leads you need to get, how many applications you need to get, how many appointments you need to get booked, how many calls you need to make, and let's say you need to make 60 calls. Do it. Let's make those 60 calls by noon. You're going to do it anyway, right? Make those 60 calls by noon. Get these people on the phone, conversate with them, build relationships with them, talk to them. Every lead that signs up, every single lead, whether they fill out an application or not, call them and build that rapport with them. Build that rapport with them. And then you can get them into an appointment. Say, hey, be aggressive. Tell them, hey, listen, I can get you in this Thursday at 8. How is your schedule looking? And then go forward. Okay, you can't make Thursday. What about Friday? What about Friday at 1? Okay, not Friday at 1. What about Friday at 4? Be persistent. Make those action steps to get them into that door, get them into that appointment. Don't ask them when are they available because they're going to think. You tell them when you are available, and then they can decide which point of those they can take. Get them into that commitment right now. Get their name, number, phone number, whatever, email, book them into that appointment. Once they're booked, say, all right, I just sent you a text message. Did you receive it? Let them check their cell phone. Okay, no, I didn't get it. Check your unknown. Oh, yep, I got it. All right. I'm going to be sending you a text message again, just reminding you and giving you some high valuable content. Let me know if you need anything. I'm going to be sending you the directions to it. Just make sure you're available. We'll be waiting for you at the front desk when you get there. That means they're obligated to come because you're going to be there waiting for them. You just validated that they got your text because they told you that they got it. All right. You got to be very, very aggressive in order for this to work because sometimes life will get in their way and they won't come. You've got to do that. You've got to call them. And then once they are coming, call them again. Say, hey, are you on your way? Do you know how to get here? Did you get lost? Okay, got it. They're going to tell you. And then when they get there, whether they sold, whatever, call them again. Say, hey, thank you for coming to that appointment. I value your time. I just wanted to send you something that you might like. And then you send it to them, whatever it is. All right, take these steps and let me know how it goes. Out.